again. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Eric St. Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports studio. Impact Power Sports, online at impactpowersportsmi.com. Great place to go for something fun with an engine. Golf carts, ATVs, UTVs, motorcycles, you name it, they've got it at Impact Power Sports. Thank you so much. They have a brick and mortar store, of course, in Rockford, Michigan. Go visit them. It is a day that we continue to see through most of the United States an outbreak of explosive diarrhea. This may be my favorite outbreak of all time. There's no one that has ever said, hey, I have a favorite outbreak. But it appears that the explosive diarrhea may be caused. They're narrowing it down. They're interviewing people. Hey, I've got explosive diarrhea. Okay, what have you eaten? And then they interview them like health departments. And so what they're finding is that lettuce or salad greens appear to be what is most commonly shared in all of these interviews that take place. Here, there's a little bit more on this.
Health Sparrow are now offering advice on how to spot and prevent symptoms of the illness. Our 6 News reporter Taryn Simmons got the details from a specialist.
How to spot a symptom of explosive diarrhea is it's probably not that difficult. You know, you're on the toilet and you get explosive diarrhea. I would say that's an easy way to spot the symptoms of explosive diarrhea. That's ridiculous. Jesus.
And she's here for you now with how you can keep yourself safe.
If you're spending an awful lot of time in the bathroom for explosive diarrhea that's lasted longer than 48 hours, health experts say you might be suffering from symptoms of cyclosporiasis.
So one of the challenging situation with this parasite is that it has a long incubation period. What does that mean is after exposure, it takes almost 1 to 2 weeks to develop the symptoms. And by that time, people usually, they forget what did they eat in last 2 weeks or
okay,
sometimes.
So that's tough. Hey, yeah, I'm having explosive diarrhea. Well, what'd you have yesterday? I had this. Well, what'd you have the day before? I don't know. How about 3 days ago? I have no clue whatsoever.
A month.
Dr. Ambreen Malik, an infectious disease specialist at the University of Health Sparrow, says this parasite isn't new to the Michigan area. In fact, usually outbreaks occur between May and August.
The difference is for this current episode, for this current outbreak, we are not able to identify the source yet.
Malik also says another challenge is
we get food produced from all over the United States and including outside of the United States. So it's really challenging to pinpoint which fresh produce is causing the disease.
Malik says if you're handling any kind of fresh produce, she recommends constantly washing your hands before and after to ensure that all the germs are completely gone.
If you are purchasing...
Wash your hands? Wait a minute. Don't they mean to say wash the actual, what you're about to eat?
Fresh produce.
But yeah, I guess that would make sense in case you handle something that has it. But that doesn't work. People don't do that. People don't even wash their hands when they take a dump.
Purchase whole heads of lettuce rather than pre-washed or shredded lettuce.
Malik says that one of the positive signs to this illness
is
that
it's not... Get a whole head of lettuce and wash that.
Contagious.
Instead of pre-shredded.
That it typically resolves on its own. She urges Michiganders to seek medical attention if they might be experiencing symptoms of cyclosporiasis. Here for you.
Cyclosporiasis.
In Lansing, Taryn Simmons.
First time I've said it right. Recently, I went ahead and I made that dish the other day, and I had a lot of vegetables in it, and I got the cherry tomatoes. I washed each individual cherry tomato. Part of me wanted to have like a brush to actually wash it with. I didn't have that, so I used my hands as best as I could. I even washed the parsley. Well, I think you're supposed to. I'm not going to lie. In the past, it is very common for me to just open up the berries and eat them, or the grapes, or whatever. It doesn't matter. I just eat it. Romaine lettuce, Danny boy, chop, chop on the fucking salad. Away we go. Spinach, no problem. This is a wake-up call. Because I don't want to experience explosive diarrhea. Birch says, I hope the NFK doesn't get this. You are fucked if he does. Actually, he's had that for 6.5 years. He's had this for 6.5, and it's not caused by the parasite. He just generally has the shits. Megan says he won't eat it. He doesn't eat veggies. No, it's all he eats is frozen food, frozen meals. Nick the electrician says, I just downed half a quart of blueberries right from the shelf of a hard living line market. You didn't wash them. You just ate them. You know, you, of all people, after your shit your pants incident the other day, which you, by the way, the fact that you offered all that information up is one of the greatest examples of understanding that showbiz is, sometimes it's embarrassing. It was really fantastic of you. I would shake your hand if you washed it, but you probably don't. Yeah, you're supposed to wash that stuff. So this is a wake-up call for me. At least for now, you know. All right, so we have some headway. Now, it doesn't matter, you know. I mean, people are still going to do what they do. And, in fact, last night, my system rebelled against me. And when you're sound asleep in the middle of a dream, and in the dream, you actually have stomach cramps. Like something's wrong in the dream. And, you could be doing the typical weirdo stuff that you do in the dream, but the very real thing that is like, God dang it, this is a horrible dream. I've got a stomach ache in the dream. No. That's me actually have a stomach ache. Total rebellion. And then I was concerned that maybe this is it. Maybe this is my introduction into explosive diarrhea. However, it wasn't explosive, nor was it diarrhea. But something did happen that was very uncomfortable to me. By the way, we have a Wednesday, Big Fraud Wednesday coming up, where we will feature show number 105 of Who Are These Free Beers? Ben Glaze and myself reviewing current episodes of one of America's top morning shows, the Free Beer and Hot Wing Show. And then the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast after that, featuring Nick explaining the turmoil that he was involved in. Bourbon plus coffee plus wrong set of keys plus not pulling over caused a major disturbance outside of his camper. Nick in Houston is here. He says, good morning from rainy Texas. Hello to you. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks to all of you for being here. Great crew on the chat. If you are new to the chat, make yourself known. Introduce yourself to the group. Have a good time. Chat away. And everybody will have fun. Okay. Also going on, Pooh Bear was scheduled to leave the house for like an extended amount of time, Wednesday to like Sunday. She was going to Kentucky to visit with her relatives again. And but something came up and that got canceled. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm like, thank God. Yes. You know, she's been jet setting around everywhere since she got out of school. More so this year than other years. But now is forced to stay home. That is good news for your old pal EZ. It's going to be 98 degrees here today. Plus the humidity. It'll feel like 100. I'm expecting a backyard full of young boys swimming in the pool. I know that sounds weird, but we have made it. Hey, and all the kids can come over and use the pool. We don't like neighborhood kids getting heat exhaustion. And now, of course, everybody that is in the chat has said horrible things about me, suggesting that I am some type of groomer. No, I don't even talk to them. For the love of God, stop it. Gas prices refuse to fall, even with the cost of oil dropping.
Windows security and privacy alert.
That.
Important security message from Microsoft support.
I think something just attacked my computer. Did you hear that? That was fucked up. Hang on a second. Let me do this again. I think I'm being held for ransomware now. Crude oil has dropped significantly, $77 to $79 a barrel. Gas prices have not followed suit. Why? There's one person on the planet who knows all these things. It is Patrick DeHaan, and he's right here in West Michigan. Like 3 decades ago, he started GasBuddy.com, where you click on that, and it tells you the cheapest gas wherever you are. And now he's like the gas guru. He knows everything there is to know about gas and fuel. Ukraine continues to attack Russian oil refineries. Patrick says, I estimate that up to 40% of Russia's oil refining capacity may be offline, and that is part of the disconnect why gas is not dropping. While oil is the main ingredient in gas, it is not the only factor that can push prices up. Continued attacks on refineries in Russia and other parts of the Middle East are restricting the global capacity to refine oil into gasoline, meaning less gas is being produced. Didn't Trump say we don't even need Middle East oil? I think he's full of shit. Patrick DeHaan compared the relationship between oil and gas prices to be that between wheat and bread. When the price of wheat falls, the price of a loaf of bread at the grocery store doesn't necessarily go down because the cost of wheat is only one input. Milling, baking, packaging, transportation, and retail markup all factor in. And that's the case here with gasoline. Did you hear the one about, because Trump has been talking about gas stations gouging, and I don't even know if that's true or not. And now there's Freedom Fuel. Trump's Freedom Fuel push is a flimsy answer to rising gas prices. So there's like a couple dozen gas stations throughout northeastern states. I think Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania, 25 stations in Pennsylvania and southern New Jersey. They've announced that gas there is $3.47 for our 47th president. The Freedom Fuel Network. The White House's announcement provided few details, leaving the reader and the viewer of the accompanying video the impression that the administration, whether through subsidy or takeover, was directly intervening to lower gas prices. Freedom fuel, however, is not stealth Marxism from a president fear-mongering about communist Democrats. Trump said a very smart retailer located throughout the Northeast is stepping up. Trump announced on social media before the July 4th weekend. They are doing this because they love the USA. Yeah, I don't buy that. It's not clear who runs the Freedom Fuel Network. I don't trust it based on name alone. Again, anything Freedom, Patriot, or what are some of the other dog whistle terms that are like, I don't know. What was it was Patriot. There was some roofing company. I think it was called like Liberty Bell Roofing or whatever. Revolutionary War, Freedom, Patriot Roofing Company. And it says on the truck, my neighbor just had the fuckers put the roof on. Faith, family, freedom, prayer, roofs on the side of the truck. I'm like, what the fuck? It took these losers 6 days to put a roof on my neighbor's house. So I don't trust anybody that uses anything freedom related. I don't even want a company with like an American flag on it. I don't trust it anymore. It seems like some kind of fucking grift. Okey Pokey says anything that is freedom, anything, I just assume at this point it's Republican, ran, and I avoid it. Ben Weller, God, government, guns, roofing. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, well, good thing 20% of the world's oil isn't being held up somewhere for no reason. And he adds, we don't need the rest of the world's oil, but the rest of the world needs oil, so they buy ours at a big profit. Piano Finger Banger on the pool in the backyard. Hey, everybody, welcome to Neverland Ranch, a.k.a. my backyard. All right, whoever, though, is behind Freedom Fuel, Trump's praise is emblematic of his second year back in the White House, a half-hearted, poorly thought-out stunt. This is an opinion piece. Though the White House post on X said President Trump is leading the charge to lower gas prices this summer, the administration later clarified that its support is strictly promotional. The administration is not involved in the company, nor has the administration given the company any funding. There is no other entity or person subsidizing the lower gasoline costs. All right, so that doesn't matter. The fact that Trump said it's freedom fuel, go get it, that means that all these dummies are going to get it and they're going to put it in their trucks. And it doesn't matter if what's coming out of the pump is water. They're going to be happy with it. And they're going to, when their vehicles won't start, they're going to be like, wow, something's wrong. The Dems must have put sugar in my gas tank. Anyway, gas prices not going down. Let's see. A little bit more on this. Renewed tensions overseas. Nationwide, 4 out of every 5 states reporting higher than average gas prices. I think it got down to, in Tennessee, it was quite low. When I said, there was a window when we traveled in the fraud bus. The fraud bus gods were looking down at me. And especially on the way back. On the way back, when I left Tennessee, we went to Buc-ee's. And I paid $2.90. Right now, around here, it's about $3.90. So that's $80 more per tank because it's an 80-gallon tank. God dang it. All right, just a reminder that This week is a normal week. Next week is not. I will be broadcasting on Monday, doing this podcast like I normally do, and then that is it. I am traveling up north. There is kind of like a little family reunion going on. And so I will have material that I'm posting, not the best of the Eric Zane Show podcast, Patreon shows, available on the free platform, and then something to listen to while I'm away will be available on the Patreon platform. So there you go. Just wanted you, I know you're keeping track at home. Okey Pokey says, I live in Tennessee. We're still paying around $3.50 a gallon. Ben says, why do we live during the dumbest possible timeline? Not even close. Not even close. I talked about this before. In 1980, there was an energy crisis in the U.S., and gasoline in 1980 was $1.25 a gallon, average throughout the United States. Translated to today's dollars and cents, that would be like paying $5.50 a gallon. So think about that. It's not even close. Back then, it was a lot worse. This is not the worst. Nick says it was so bad they lowered the speed limit. That's true. There was an energy shortage, like gasoline shortage. So to keep everybody in check, the highest speed limit you could travel on roads was 55. Now, that's perfect for me. I wish, because then I'd go 45. I'd love that. But yeah, that gave us the Sammy Hagar song. So what the hell? Now in some spots, it might be 85 in some parts of the U.S. Yep. You have an 85-mile-an-hour speed limit on a single 40-mile stretch of Texas State Highway 130. I've seen 80 myself traveling through Montana and Utah. That's a desolate area in Utah. It's like driving on the surface of Mars. All right, so there you go. That's what's happening. There is a new Tom Cruise movie that's looking intriguing. You won't recognize Tom. He is made to look quite older. The film is called Digger. It is, if you're into satirical dark comedies, this is directed by Alejandro Inarritu. I don't even know if I'm saying that. Who he has, he's made a ton of outstanding movies. This guy, I didn't recognize his name at first, and then when I looked at the list of films that he's made, let's see, full list of films. He made the film Birdman with Michael Keaton. He made The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio. The film Babel. He was the director and producer of all of those. He wrote Birdman. He wrote The Revenant. He has a film called Bardo. I don't know what that's about. Director, produced, writer, and now Digger. Direct, produce, writer. The plot. Tom Cruise is an eccentric oil magnate who races to convince the world he is humanity's savior after triggering a catastrophic disaster. As I understand it, he's talking to a crew that's drilling in the Arctic, and they're saying, hey, we got a problem with the drill, with where we're drilling. It could cause some type of problems with the planet. And he goes, fuck that. Let's keep drilling. And then that causes the problem, and it leads to all sorts of hilarity. John Goodman is also in it. I'm going to play you the trailer of this film. And so I apologize to folks who are just listening on to the audio podcast. You're gonna be kind of lost, but it's only 2.5 minutes, so what the hell? But it looks outstanding. I love these types of movies. God, who reminds me of another filmmaker who makes these weird, quirky films, and I can't think of his name. If any of you can piece that together and leave it in the chat, you'll make me happy.
Everything changes. You know, one day you're a cat. Just take a little taste for daddy. Come on, sweetheart. Or a king. Next day you're just ashes in a box.
How long would you say she has? Between 2 weeks and 5 minutes?
Talking about this cat.
Mr. Rockwell, my name is Sandy Clarkson.
Yeah, Sandy. How you been, buddy? You're the man with the 5-foot crab. Now, glacier over there in Greenland, it shifts 5 feet. Now, this desk in front of me is bigger than 5 feet.
Mr. Rockwell...
My dick is a tenth of that size. What do you want me to shut down a $1 billion platform over something that's 10 times the size of my dick?
Oh, I don't believe you understand what's happening, sir.
What did you just say?
Sorry, sir.
Well, I know perfectly well what's going on there, because I'm paying for the whole thing. I'm paying for your fucking 90% Hungarian goose down winter jacket. I'm paying your salary. You want to shut her down?
Well,
say it!
Mr. President, we're utterly unprotected against a disaster of this magnitude.
What's our worst case scenario?
$18 trillion, sir.
Is that all the bad fucking news?
Oh, there's the nuclear waste, too.
Oh, man.
Digger here got us into this mess, and Digger's gonna dig us out again.
Well, let's fucking go.
You knew long before the rest of us.
That is why it is your problem. If we can't control the course of nature, at least we can control the narrative.
But it happened.
Mother Nature, she loved to win.
You're gonna save the world.
All right, fellas, Mother Nature wants to fight.
Was he okay?
Mr. President.
Mr. President?
Fuck this iceberg, let's dance!
Help me shape the story.
They already know the story.
They know the facts. The story has yet to be told. When all else fails, you hit them with the truth. You know, the hard truth. Just bang, bang, bang. Woo! Woo! Burning down the house. Oh. Yeah, that feels good, doesn't it? That's my girl.
That looks good. Looks great, actually. Wacky, stupid, and hilarious. The filmmaker I was thinking of made Hotel Budapest. Who did that film? Nick in Houston writes, oil magnet, LOL. I think it's magnate, right? And I said magnet. It felt weird when I said it, but I definitely want to say magnate. Becca Shea says, Tom looks like Saul. Not hey, Eric. No, Saul from Better Call Saul. Rebecca says, I can't tell if this looks good or if it looks bad. I'd watch it, though. Okay. Hotel Budapest. The Grand Budapest Hotel is a film by Wes Anderson. That's what this reminded me of, a Wes Anderson film. That type of silliness and stupidity. But I like that sort of comedy. Like there was a Coen Brothers film called The Lady Killers. Everybody hated that fucking film. I liked it. There was another Coen Brothers film. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. And everybody thought it was stupid. And I'm like, you guys are idiots. You have to understand, this is the way they make movies. You have to have an expectation of the filmmaker And then it'll match up with the film, asshole. That's why on some of these films it'll say directed by. Like, that's a big reason. Like for this one. It says at the top, a film by Joel and Ethan Coen. That's the most important thing of it. Right there, that will get fans of those filmmakers to see this film because they make these fucking films in a particular way with their style and how they write it and the shots and all that other shit. But if you go into that and say, oh, I like Tim Blakeman and Nelson, I'm going to go see that movie. And you're like, oh, I hate it. It was so stupid. It's like, you're a moron. You get smarter. Bread Bowl Brain Chris says Buster Scruggs was fantastic. That makes me happy. Badger says Buster Scruggs is awesome. I'm glad that I like that film and you like that film. I'm watching Murder 101 on Prime, documentary about high school kids solving cold cases. That sounds interesting. Nick says, I'm driving 85 right now. Do you have to shit again? Be careful. When I watch movies like a Wes Anderson film with like someone who doesn't know, like if I watched that film with Pooh Bear, I think I did. She was like, what is this? I go, yeah, this is a mistake. You gotta kind of be a fan of his films in order to enjoy this. My bad. Excuse me. All right, but that looks good. I like that. I like John Goodman. He's an amazing actor. Tom Cruise is an absolute. They're both absolute treasures. Jesse Plemons is in this film. He played. Oh God, he had this role in Breaking Bad. This like innocent, sadistic, psychopathic serial killer. Better Call Saul, I should say. I think he was in Breaking Bad too. Yeah, he was in Breaking Bad, and in Better Call Saul. The thing about Jesse Plemons is, in Better Call Saul, one season ended, and then there was like some time off between the end of that season and the next one. And then he ate a bunch of food, and he gained a ton of weight, and he looked totally different. A hot air balloon. This guy was given rides in a hot air balloon, and you just get on board and take off. East Texas. People give the guy a handful of money, get on board, he takes them off, then he lands it in this parking lot of this store. Jesse Plemons was great in spin-off Fargo TV shows, says Nick. All right, so hot air balloon guy is taking off, and this is how it goes. Okay, that sound was the gondola smashing into someone's car. Like it got just enough air that it was higher than the car, and then the gondola hit it hard. And the guy hits the flame and he's gone. He takes off like Wizard of Oz.
I'm so sorry.
And then gondola lady is like, or whoever's in the gondola says, I'm so sorry because it fucked up the car. But they got to go. What in the name of fucking poverty hot air balloons? Why are you launching them from the parking lot of the Walmart or whatever the fuck? No, you're not. Well, she probably is. What the hell? Crop Dust Ryan didn't even leave a note on the windshield. What an asshole. Have you ever done that? You hit someone's car and you leave a note? All right. I did this exact thing. I was in not the fraud bus, but the one I had prior to that, the not fraud bus. And the thing about that is if you hit something, you really don't know it. But I was at the Gatlinburg Food City. And I thought I heard something. I looked in the side view mirror, and the guy's mirror was hanging. I had hit his mirror on his pickup. And I'm like, oh, okay. I get out. I pick it up. I leave a note on there. Now, you don't know at this point what the note says. Brancho says you're not even looking at the camera. Easy. I can tell you feel bad about it. No, this actually worked out. This was one of my finer moments. I could easily have left. But you know, I live by the golden rule. God, I can't talk. Treat others as you'd like to be treated. And I live by that rule. And now I know what you're going to say. Well, easy. That's bullshit because you give everybody shit all the time and you say the meanest things about people. And I'm like, I know. It's because I'm living by the golden rule, you asshole. Well, that can't be because you're calling me an asshole and you're take Freeburg Howings. You dog the shit about them. You dog the shit out of them all the goddamn time. All right. That's because I'm living by the golden rule. Treat others as you'd like to be treated. It has long been a goal of mine to get them to treat me the way I treat them. I am living by the golden rule. I have been honest and forthright about everything. I have always treated others the way I wanted to be treated. And that applies here. Because I hit the thing, I destroyed his truck, and I left a note. Several hours later, I get a phone call. And it's the guy who owns the truck. And I said to him, I go, yeah, hey, my name is, and he goes, yeah, actually, I left my name. I left my name, all my information. He calls me, and he was totally cool. He works at the Food Shitty, and I said, yeah, buddy, that was me. I smashed your truck, so let's get that fixed. And he goes, I'm really handy with this sort of thing. I'm just gonna go to the pick apart junkyard and get a new mirror. It's not going to be expensive at all. I go, that's fantastic news. And then he just told me how much it cost. All he charged me for was the thing. And he didn't even charge me for his time to do it. It was like an old retiree. And I go, perfect. This all worked out because of golden rule. That's how I live my life, folks, and you should too. You should always treat people the way you want to be treated. Okay? And this works out because this is why nobody talks to me. Cole says, speaking of Free Beer and Hot Wings, did Joe call you back yesterday? No, I did not hear from Joe. We do not have any type of confirmation if Joe is engaged or not. We started the, last week's show, Friday. Hey, Darla, quit. Hey, stop. We don't know if he's still engaged. Now, if he's not engaged, my growing number of friends / Joe X's have they have said that they will welcome this pole dancer in. Okay? I wonder what that conversation was like on their end. But Joe, one of the things he's been very good at is vanishing. A lot of people have wondered, boy, what do you think he does for income? And it's like, I have no idea. I'm guessing it has something to do with climbing. Nick says the Remy Instagram page went private. Yeah, I know. Nick says you have balls of steel, Easy. I was so nervous when you dialed Joe. No, I mean, we used to beat the shit out of Joe. I mean, verbally, we used to humiliate him. This is not a stout individual. You know, we got him right after the Chicago gangs had their way with him. So I've never kind of shied away from that, especially with Joe. He's kind of a pussy. All right. This it's either Australian rules football or rugby. I'm not sure. But this rugby / hang on. This rugby or Australian rules football announcer, he loves to say things that sound dirty but aren't, kind of like sounds of the game. And he likes doing it to make the rest of his crew laugh. So what you see here is the gameplay. Don't even watch the gameplay. All you want to watch is these guys here in the booth. The guy in the front who looks like huge, he's the play-by-play guy. All these other guys, our color commentator is here, and then a team of statisticians to help him out. Notice how they react when he talks about this.
What about this?
Hang on, it's a little loud.
What about this? What about this for BT's man, Voss?
Best stiffy I've seen for a while. Here's Henry. Little one out wide here to O'Sullivan.
What about
Okay, so the guy gives him a stiff arm. Best stiffy I've seen for a while.
this? What about this for BT's man, Voss?
Best stiffy I've seen for a while. Here's Henry. Little one out wide here to O'Sullivan.
This is his thing, though. This other one, there's 3 guys with the same last name on the field. And this is how it unfolds.
The other Cox came in over the 2. Gee, there's a lot of Cox out there tonight. Dean, Mason and Brennan. And 2 of them involved in the process then to win that high footy. Reed, short ball. Chapman. The other.
He keeps it. He does it with a straight face and doesn't come unglued while all these other idiots are laughing.
Cox came in over the 2. Gee, there's a lot of Cox out there tonight. Dean, Mason and Brennan. And 2 of them involved in the process then to win that high footy.
All right, I'm a fan. I love this guy. Geez, there's a lot of cocks out there tonight. Completely deadpan. Outstanding. Folks, if you're watching the show on Facebook, YouTube, or Kick, it's time for me to set you free. If you want the rest of the show, you got to get it on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. I'm going to cut you free right now. Thank you for being part of the free live stream. And if you want the rest of it uninterrupted, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Give yourself a username. Follow along so you know when I go live. subscribe if you want to skip all the commercials. You can subscribe for free with your Amazon Prime account. There's a way to do that. If you don't know how, can't figure it out, reach out to me and I'll help you. There you go. I do a second podcast every day, the Patreon bonus. You can sign up free for 7 days at patreon.com/Eric Zane. I do the Patreon bonus podcast each day. And that is where we do Who Are These Free Beers and the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. Experience all of that with a 7-day free trial at patreon.com/Eric Zane. And people are like, what's the catch? The only thing that is the catch, and it's not a catch, is when you sign up for the 7 days free, you have to do it by entering in like a credit card or a debit card number. And you're like, oh, yeah, I know what you're going to do. You're going to scam me, and then like it's going to be hard to cancel. No, not at all. In fact, sign up for the 7, and then the next thing you do is cancel. And you still get the 7 days free. Now, what that does is that means at the end of the 7 days, I will not charge you because you're going to forget. And that's where, you know, some people might be like, oh, God, now I'm paying for this. No. The easiest way, sign up, credit card, debit card, next second, cancel, enjoy the content, and then at the end of the 7 days, you won't get charged. Easy. How do you make money? Well, what if I like it? Easy. And how do you make money? If you like it, go back into your account and retoggle your credit card, and then I'll charge you. $5 a month for audio, $10 a month for audio, video, live streams, where you can actually be in the audience of the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast while we hear Nick talk about shitting his pants. Okay? Or if you sign up for a whole year, I'll take 10% off of the cost. What is $60 for a whole year in increments of $5 a month is now $54. What is $120 with $10 a month every month is now $108. All of these details are at patreon.com/Eric Zane. Get merch at my website, ericzaneshow.com. You want a t-shirt, you want a coffee mug, it's all there. Send me an email on the Shoreliner Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Runner Girl Amy says, what is the TikTok page? I don't know. At Eric Zane Show Podcast. All right. Thank you, folks. I appreciate you for checking things out on Facebook, Kick, and YouTube. And I'll see you on Twitch.